Can you hear me now? Sorry, I was told I was not being heard, and that's why we had to go back and trying to log in again. So I wish someone would be here to confirm that yes, they can hear me. Okay, so let's go on. We are talking about the negative impact of discipline. And I was trying to tell us that from our previous studies and discussions, we've realized that discipline is not meant to cause trauma or negative impact. Discipline is meant to empower, it's meant to strengthen, it's meant to enable, help our children be able to live a successful life, especially in our absence. Because when we think that discipline is about our children obeying us and following what we want them to do, we are being short-sighted. Discipline is far beyond our children saying yes to us or doing what we want. That is not the primary purpose of discipline. Disciplining a child is not just about us. It's about their ability to thrive out there in the world as they are growing. When they become an adult, discipline should be able to empower them to live a well-groomed, empowered life. However, you realize that because of the level of our knowledge, exposure, and some of the weaknesses we need to deal with, which I'll be talking about today, we end up raising bruised children, hurt children, hurting children, traumatized children, which was never the original intention of discipline. Then I was asking us to imagine a home where children are terrified when the parent appears. A home where teenagers are hiding their mistake because mommy or daddy will overreact. A home where a child tries to cover her abuse or his abuse because mommy or daddy may not believe them. A home where relationship is strained because children feel maltreated and mommy and daddy feel they are the boss. Discipline that goes wrong break relationship. It strains the bond that's supposed to exist. It creates emotional gap. Okay? And it raises children who have high tendencies of becoming preys or victims. Okay? So, a research has shown children who grow up in an environment. Sorry, can you hear me? Can someone hear me? Sorry, I'm not sure, but if you can hear me, just say yes so that I know that someone is hearing me. So, hi, OJ. discipline should empower your children. It should give them the empowerment that they need to be able to thrive. However, due to, maybe I used to say, either lack of knowledge or some of us, we still have to deal with our emotion, because most times we overreact. When a child makes mistake, of course, that child has done something wrong. The way we approach it, we either cause this child to learn from that mistake or withdraw. And it may lead to trauma. So research has shown that children who were harshly disciplined most of them end up having emotional unstable personality, which we call post-traumatic syndrome disorder. However, what some parents still don't realize is the correlation. Now, trauma is an adverse experience from a situation. So when you reach out to your children in a harsh way, even though your intention is good, the result will not be good. If you are here, you have not been following our series on discipline, I want to really invite you and ask you to go and watch those teachings, and you will realize why we are here today. And today we will focus more on helping us understand how to go about supporting a healing process, both for us and for our children. So in the initial record, I was saying some of our children may not react the same way. Okay? So when you have, say you have 2 children, watch them. 2 of them are never the same. And that's the same way the impact of our disciplinary measures. When we treat children the same way, the results will be different. However, there should be a standard of discipline that supports these children instead of hurting them. Discipline should not hurt a child. When we afflict pain to children, that's not discipline. That is either that we are not able to restrain ourselves, and then we overreact, we lash out, we use our hand, and some people in the process hurt our children. Have you ever done something and you are like, it didn't call for it? It happens. It has happened to me. And that's why I came up and told myself the truth is I need to deal with my anger or emotions. And since then, I've been doing emotional intelligence courses, because I realized some of our children, we punish them, we treat them far more than they deserve, which is not their fault, it's our fault. The beginning of your healing is first acknowledging your own weakness, acknowledging that you need to know and work on your emotion. That is the first point of repairment, healing, and deliverance for you and for your children. Some of us, nobody is blaming you. It's what you picked from your own parents. Is what you grew up seeing and absorbing. Is what you grew up seeing and receiving and accepting as normal, which is not normal. Some of the way we treat our children, when people are watching, we will not do it, because we are conscious of people's eyes around us. But when we are alone, that subconscious knowledge that nobody's watching, you can do anything you want to do. That's where you see yourself messing up. But what you must do as an individual who really wants to raise children who are really well disciplined is to first work on yourself. First acknowledge, okay, I think I'm overreacting each time my children do something. How about I begin to take responsibility of my own emotions first? You realize when you start working on controlling your own feelings, your own emotion, your reaction will not be the same. You shouldn't overreact. You should be responsive. Learn to engage, interact, talk with your children, give instruction, put up structures. We have talked about all that in the past. You can watch our previous teachings. Acknowledge that you need to work on yourself. Name your emotions. Because as you are learning, you are also teaching your children how to also learn to control their emotions. So let's learn to work on our emotions, because most of the damages we cause to our children are out of uncontrolled emotions, anger, that sometimes they are not necessary. So learn to sit with your children, have a conversation. When you are angry, they've done something, take a break. Go to the other room. Do your breathing exercise. Calm your nerves. Okay? And then when you think you are relaxed, call a table meeting. Have a conversation with whoever is involved. And then let them know this thing you have done is wrong. This is why, this is why. And if a structure is already in place, tell this child, you already know what is obtainable in the family. Because you've done this, this is the consequence. Even if you say sorry, we accept your sorry, but the consequence is a standard. You will still have to face the consequence. If you are consistent with a structure, your children will know, oh, this is a rule for the family. If I do this, this is my punishment. You know what you will do for yourself. You will reduce that strained relationship. That opportunity you give to be exchanging words and allowing emotion to climb on top of each other, you will reduce it. You will, in fact, eliminate it, because it's no longer your child feeling bad and then both of you are now trying to avoid one another. No. So learn to have a conversation. Thank you, Divine. Good to have you here. Daylight, you are welcome. So learn to take charge and responsibility over your own emotion. The atmosphere in your home is as a result of your own emotion. If your home is peaceful, it's because you are peaceful. But you see, if your home is full of bitterness, anger, and avoidance, is because you have created an atmosphere where people are uncomfortable. Either you or your partner, your husband or your wife. Your children learn to grow in an environment created by you as a parent. Now, if that atmosphere is full of tension, full of anger, full of raised voices, your children will be unsettled. Sometimes you raise anxious children, and it's unfortunate some of us don't even realize this until it is too late. So, acknowledge you're wrong. Name it. Call it a name. Tell your children, I realize that this is wrong. Then begin to make a reconciliation plan with your children. When your children realize that you are sincere and that you are open-minded towards creating a better relationship with them. I'm telling you, you will see them even going out of their way to make things better for everyone. Because children are naturally sweet. They don't come up trying to make you angry. It's just their nature, trying to explore things, and then maybe things go wrong in their bid to search out for things and explore things. Most of the things we get angry at our children is their natural developmental processes. But because we are very impatient, we just want things to be in order, no scattering of home, no disorganizing of anywhere, and then we are shouting on top of children who are growing, who are learning and trying to find out things about their world. Hey, parents, God need to help us. Some of the things we want our children to learn now took us 20 years to learn. Yes, let's tell ourselves the truth. Some of the things we push, we are angry at our children is due to spirit of perfectionism. Those things, you know how long it took you to learn, but you want your child to learn it from day one. It's impatient. It's not the children's fault. It's your fault as an adult that have learned that some things take processes to be perfected. But you want it like a fried egg. Even fried egg take longer than the way you want your children to pick some things. So we need to. Okay, divine. We need to, what I was trying is taking charge of our emotion. It's your duty to learn to control your emotion. Don't overreact. Don't be angry at everything your children does. Because you end up raising children who will be tense, anxious, and always scared because they don't know what they will do to trigger you. They won't know what to do and mommy or daddy will be angry. Sometimes children are limited in creativity because you are always shouting. So they don't know what to try and they'll be shouted on. So you may have your house all tidied up and neatly, but you are denying your children the opportunity to explore, to find things out for themselves, to do their own level of research. You need to, if possible, create a room or a garden where they do things for themselves and do all the mess there. Then wash up, clean up, and come into the house if you need to. Because you are creating an opportunity for creativity. Have you heard of Mark Zuckerberg's story? He didn't just pick up what he's doing. They have a garage where he tries to fix things that have spoiled. But you, when things spoil in your house and your child want to play with you, no, I don't want to litter this place. Please go and put that thing in the dustbin. You send it to dustbin. Something your children can explore on and try to fix. Of course, they may not fix it. It's just the same like puzzle. It's just like giving your children puzzle to work on. Is that the same thing that when things spoil in the house and your children want to play with it and work with it and you don't want it because you want a neat house? Neat house is good though, but you are denying your children some opportunities that they may never have because you want a neat house and then you want children who are follow. What other people will create, they will follow. They won't even have passion or inward motivation to try things out because they were never allowed at home. So what we are saying is discipline should not damage a child. It should not limit a child. It should not restrict a child from exploring or becoming what they need to become to thrive, especially in this world and generation we are operating in now. Okay? See, I don't want to move out of what I'm saying, but I'm just led to say this. Don't raise obedient children who will not question you. Hey. If you raise children who say yes, yes to you, you will raise children who will say yes to manipulations outside your home. You will raise children who will submit to negative influence outside your home, to negative peer pressures, because you did not allow them to question you at home. Because when they ask questions, how can you ask me that question? I'm your mommy. Whatever I say, you do it. I laugh. I'm your daddy. You must obey me. Oh, yes. The same way you subject them to obedience, that's the same way, the occult children subject them. You see children enter cult groups in school. You think it's because it's sweetening them. Most of them are manipulated. Most of them are either manipulated or threatened. And that's what we do to our children every day. We threaten them, we manipulate them, and then they are yielding to us. You are the alpha and omega in your home. You are the mommy and daddy. Everything you say stands. When they go out, they won't have the will, the courage, the confidence to question others, because you did not give them that opportunity. Tech Park, thank you for joining us. Welcome. So discipline is not about you. I've said it, I'm saying it. Oh, discipline is not just about you. In fact, it's not about you. You can raise children who will be saying yes and obey you, but outside they will not obey your instructions. It will not matter to them, because you are not out there to watch over them. What matters is, does this child understand why we stand on this, why we should do this? Does this child embrace this value? Does this child understand the value system that guides this instruction? Or, as far as mommy and daddy have said it, you must follow. How about they go to school and you are not there? Are they convinced? Do they have that conviction? Does your child have conviction as to why they have to follow through your instruction beyond your home environment, beyond that your entrance door? If they go out and someone asks them to do something, what is their conviction? What will they answer? Fine. If they say no and the person puts pressure, do you think they are strong enough to resist that pressure? I don't know if someone is grabbing. So whenever we are too quick to put pressure, enforce, and make our children do things without conviction, what we are saying is, whenever they go out and someone make a suggestion and they say no, and the person put pressure, threaten, they will yield, because that's the natural phenomenon at home. So we don't understand when we say allow children to question things at home. Allow them to explore. Allow them to challenge you. Yes, allow them to say no to you. If your children can say no to you confidently, take it from me, they can say no to anybody outside, because you have made them feel comfortable saying no to you. Did I say you should accept their no? No, you need to know the difference. I didn't say you should accept their no. What I'm saying, train them in such a way that they can be comfortable to say no to you. But when they say no, it's your duty to sit them down and ask them, okay, why did you say no? Okay, I think you have a point. How about you see it from this angle? This is what we stand for, and this is why we are establishing this fact that you must follow this instruction. We appreciate your no, but in this instance, your no doesn't stand because it does not promote our family values. Say, for instance, Instead of shouting, how dare you say no to me? Who are you? Are you the one that pays the house rent? How many of us used to? Some of us, we tell our children how they don't pay house rent, how they don't feed people in the house, how they are incapable and they are not able to do things for themselves. How you are the one that pays the bills, that make all the money. Oh, sheo, you are the chief. You are the king. But the question is, you have made your children uncomfortable. You have made them feeling unsafe to say no to you. So when they go out there and someone makes suggestion, subconsciously, they are not meant to say no. Because those other people have been placed as to be at an advantage over them. So in the name of discipline, let's not groom our children for predators. Let's not make them prey. Let's not make them weak in the name of discipline. And yes, we are talking about repairing, and I'm going back again. So, like we said, acknowledge you have gone wrong. Call your children. Nobody is without fault. Let them acknowledge the things you have done wrong, and say, oh, my darling children, mommy is sorry for always shouting. Mommy is sorry for saying you people should not say no to me. Anytime you think I am wrong or you don't agree with what I've said, kindly ask questions and I will explain to you. Build a relationship. Parenting is not tug of war. Parenting is not tug of war. It's not a war zone. But unfortunately, that's what most of us turn it into. And this is one of the reasons I was like, you see this, parenting should not come to that point where you think you are fighting with your child. You're supposed to be a model. You're supposed to be a mentor. You're supposed to be a carer to your children, not a tormentor. Don't come to that point where you and your children are like arguing and shouting on top of each other, and your child is questioning you in an aggressive way. It's because that has built up, and your child has built up anger and bitterness, and is exploding. You have allowed it to build up over time, which shouldn't be. So there should be a connection, conscious connection you build with your children in such a way that when they are not happy about something happening around the home environment, they should be able to talk to you about it, talk to their parents about it, reconcile, and build a better relationship. If you have a consistent avenue of conversations and that allows your children to express themselves, I'm telling you, you will raise children who are holistic, who are happy growing in your environment. Children that even when they become 18 years, they want to go out there, they will still have that connection with their parents. Not children who will come after their 18 years. They will think is a narrow escape, or what is prison break. I used to call it prison break. You know, that point where I can't wait to leave this home. How many of us felt like that at some point? I can't wait to leave this home. Why are they picking on me all the time? It's just because the approach can make a difference. Discipline must stand. To raise a holistic children, there must be discipline. But that discipline must not damage your children. It must not create bitterness. It must not limit your children. It must not take away the pride of your children. Last week, I talked about how we used to shame our children in the name of discipline. That's not discipline. Shaming children, embarrassing them, is not part of discipline. Is you not knowing the right thing to do. So if you have been in that position where you put your children to shame or afflict them with pain, your repairment is to go and say sorry to them. Yes, you can say sorry. You can apologize to your children when you have done something wrong to them. Because you reflect back while growing up. Was there any experience like that where your mother or your daddy put you to shame in front of others? How did you feel? Happy? Of course. Of course, no. So, and that's what is bringing us to rewriting the pattern. What are the things you've been doing wrong? Shift from punishment-oriented discipline to structure or teaching-oriented discipline. Will it be easy? No, it will not. Because how old are you? It's something that has been embedded in you all these years. But you need to consciously work on it. We work on ourselves consistently. That's the only way to make the best of your parenting journey. You cannot parenting from your own parents' diary. Those of us that used to say, that's what my parents did to me and I turned out well. You know you turned out well the way you are, but you know your struggles. If you really sit down to reflect, you will see the negative impact of your parents on you. Learn from them and start correcting it now. It does not matter. Even if your child is over 18 now, you can still make some level of corrections, some level of transitions, transformation, some level of changes that can impact your children positively. If your disciplinary measure is that type that attack the personality of your children and make them feel less of themselves, please change. Change that type of disciplining your children. Nobody likes being shouted upon. If you keep shouting upon your children all the time, what you are doing is you are creating doubt in their mind. Outside fear and anxiety, you will create doubt of their capacities and potentials. So you will raise children who will limit themselves because they will always hear your voice, your negative voice in their head, telling them they are not good enough, telling them how they didn't wash the plate well, how they don't know how to sweep the house, how they are always doing the negative things. How many of us used to correct that way? Your child does something, you now recount the ones he has done in the past 1 year, 2 years. You are never good at sweeping. You are always sweeping rubbish. You can never tidy up your house except someone tells you, why are you always like this? How many of us like that? What you don't realize is that your children processes that your verbal correction, what you call verbal correction, is verbal abuse. They process it and personalize it. They internalize it. It becomes their internal voice. So what happens is that when opportunity comes for them to express themselves, their gift, their talent, their skills, what comes first in their mind is your voice. How they don't know how to sweep, how they never do things right, how they never did this well, how it has nothing to do with the opportunity before them, but a voice has been internalized that makes them doubt themselves. So when your child does something wrong, correct what you are seeing. Don't go recounting the things they've done wrong in the past. And don't say you always. Simply say, oh, darling, thank you for sweeping, but I think there are still some corners of the house that has dirt. Can you sweep it? Did you teach this child what to do? You just did, without having to attack his personality. You can even say, next time when you are sweeping, can you kindly move these these properties or this chair by the side so you'll be able to sweep properly. Have you been able to teach this child something? You just did. But some of us will say, why is it every time you sweep, you will not sweep this corner? I will always be the one to come and show you. What is the difference? The way we presented it. And that's the same difference it makes in their mind. So you wonder why your child is not bold enough to talk in the public. Your voice is singing loud in their head. You wonder why your child cannot challenge things outside. Your voice has been silencing your children. And that is not what we want. So make the changes. Use every moment as an opportunity of dignifying your children and not diminishing them. You see that small good thing they do. Oh, praise them. Validate them. Say it the same way you shout when you are angry at them doing wrong. Shout their praise when they do something right, even if it's tiny. Next time, when they see you so excited doing that something small, they will want to keep doing it and more. Oh, mommy was happy with this. You see, watch them. They will want to do it again because our children want us to be happy. Oh, they don't want us to be angry. They are not happy when we are angry, but it's just that sometimes they don't even know what we expect of them. They don't even know how to go about making us happy. But like I say, discipline is not about us being happy. It's about the effect, the outcome. It's about raising a holistic child that can thrive outside our home. God is raising global children. Our home is too small to raise the kind of children God needs in their generation. If your child can only thrive in your home, you have not raised a holistic child. Your children should be able to thrive in the society anywhere they find themselves. But that training, that grooming, that empowerment happens and should happen in your small space at home. So make your home a safe place for your children to grow and thrive. Then, how again should we repair the negative damages that discipline has caused to our children? Rebuild emotional safety. So there's this research that shows children who grew up feeling emotionally unsafe, grow up having problems in relationship, in career, in thriving generally. But when children grow up feeling safe, that safe builds their confidence. That safety builds their courage to approach life. So you see them, they push through life without feeling too attached to anyone in particular. But when children grow up feeling unsafe, they tend to grow up searching for that emotional safety. So you see them, they enter a relationship, they become a parasite. They're too attaching, too demanding, too needy, because a space has been created as a child. So when you are raising your children, it's your duty to ensure they feel emotionally safe with you, with your partner, with anyone that is in that home. If your child tells you that your brother or your in-law is doing something wrong to them, take it serious. Whatever you can do, remove whoever it is that makes your child feel unsafe. Is your responsibility, because you are not just safeguarding that child, you are securing their future. So whatever you can do to remove whoever they are not comfortable with, handle it quickly and ASAP. Because most times our children are abused in our own home and we don't know. And you see our children saying things, looking scared when someone comes around them. And you'll be laughing and smiling. What is it now? Go and hug uncle, go and greet brother. And you are not picking, you are not sensitive to see that this child is saying something, even though she may not verbally express herself. So we must build a safe environment, emotional safe space, where our children feel happy being around us, being around the home, where our children feel safe expressing themselves, and not like feeling they are walking on an eggshell. Don't raise children who will rather remain silent because they feel unsafe than when they talk, they will be shut up. Don't be the kind of person that shuts your children up when they say something, no matter what it is. Some of us, we don't like our children shouting and talking at home. You are making noise. Why are you the only children in this? Please stop it, oh. Did I say your children should disturb the whole house neighbors? No. Like I said, approach. When we shut our children, they will be too embarrassed and timid to raise their voice outside or to even hear their own voice. And children can quickly misinterpret your intention. They don't read mind. They can only process what they hear or what they... And that's why we must be conscious. Hey, some of us, I was saying the other day, you see your child always asking, hug me, hug me. Some of us are tired of me. I used to be until I learned better. My child will do something, and the same you say, mommy, hug me, hug me. What kind of hug is this one? I just hugged you now. Please go again and hug. That is their assurance for that child. If you understand their love language, you will be able to get through to them easily. So there will be this your child. All she wants is gift. Mommy, buy this. Mommy, and you're, what? Always buy. That's her love language. Use it as a strength to reach out to that child. And some, maybe word of affirmation. Oh, my amazing daughter. Oh, my intelligent son. Oh, you look so beautiful today. Please, verbalize it. Say it. You are building an emotional safe space for your children. You are teaching them to accept both appreciation, validation. You are teaching them that they are more than enough. You love them the way they are. They don't have to do anything to prove to you or for them to be accepted. Raise children who know that no matter what, mommy and daddy love you. Children who don't associate their effort to the quality or quantity of love and appreciation they get. Naturally, we are tempted to go that way. We tend to praise, appreciate, show love, and even buy gifts to that child that is always willing and eager to do things for mommy and daddy. And then the other, sorry, my connection is really being disrupted. I hope you can hear me. So we need to create an atmosphere where our children feel accepted, appreciated, validated, approved, no matter who they are, no matter what they do. You call out what they've done wrong. Hey, darling, this thing you did is wrong. You shouldn't do it. This is the way it should be done. But always know that mommy and daddy loves you. Have you told this child to love her? Yes. Have you corrected that child? Yes. But don't make corrections in bitterness, anger, agitation, in aggressiveness that your children will be like, I better avoid mommy and daddy. It shouldn't be. So let your children feel safe within the home, safe enough to express themselves, safe to accept compliments. Some of us grew up hiding from compliments. There was, in fact, till today, when I was growing up, if I say sorry to my daddy will say, sorry for yourself. That makes it too difficult for me to say sorry. Even today, I'm still struggling. I will do something I know hurt someone. I will have to really try to gather up myself before I can say I'm sorry. It's trauma. When my daddy was doing it, I'm sure he never saw it as traumatizing me. But I realized, even my husband would be like sometimes, sorry for yourself. I will tell my husband, you are traumatizing me. And that will make me, when I do something wrong, I'll find it difficult to say sorry again. So there are things we do unintentionally that we need to really try to be intentional about and stop it. Because some traumas can be very severe. Okay? So, what else can we do to repair the negative impact of discipline? Reintroduce discipline as a training, not as a terror. If you have an apprentice, how do you train your apprentice? You take this apprentice through a process. Say, for example, what will I use? Say, tailoring, right? You have to teach this apprentice the act of measuring clothes, measuring individual arm, breast length, shoulder length, all the measurement that is required. Before you move to the step of stitching, isn't it? Putting it in the machine is a process. But do you know we don't do that with our children? We don't have that kind of patience and strength. We just want it hot, quick. Hey, welcome to my award-winning husband. Thank you for joining our live session. My husband is always here to listen to me and to support me. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. So you see, thank you, Divine, for that contribution. So you see, But these are the ways we are traumatizing our children, and we won't know that these things are what trauma is like until they grow up. And it will become their battle. They will grow up fighting all their life, trying to fix what we have caused, the damage we have caused. So it's very sensitive. So let's reintroduce discipline as a training. Put it in your mind. Reset your mind. Discipline is training. Discipline is training. Discipline is training. It's not punishment. Register it in your mind, in your subconscious level. Discipline is training. It's like an apprenticeship. Your children are your apprentice. That's whom they are to you. You know what you have experienced. You know the things you have gone through. How difficult it was for you to search. See, some of the things you learned was not taught to you by your parents. What your parents were doing most times, we are correcting, punishing, correcting, and talking. How many of us we are sat down at every stage of our development to teach us what to expect, to teach us how to do things step by step? We are too busy. That's the truth. But yet we punish our children for what we have not trained them for. So a child makes mistake. This child, you have not taught her this thing. So the first thing you should do is teach. Okay, baby, you just did this. This is what should be done. This is how it should be done. And don't expect them to pick it at once, because their learning styles are different, right? And then it depends on the knowledge you are really exposing them to. You will learn to repeat yourself severally. As far as children are concerned, repetition is a mantle. As far as children are concerned, receive the grace to repeat yourself. You see this one, you will say, how many times have I told you you should not do this? Oh, mommy and daddy, you will repeat yourself. Because that first one you have said didn't even register. For some children, some will pick it, some will not pick it. So you have to repeat it in different shapes, in different patterns, in different styles. So you have to sing it. Some you will have to draw it. Some you will have to dance or demonstrate it. Because you have different type of learning styles, and your children, even in discipline, learn according to their own learning styles. If you have kinesthetic learners, they want you to either demonstrate it or to draw it as you are telling them, not just saying it. Visual learners, maybe you have to find a cartoon or a video, depending their age, that they will watch, and then from that video it explains what you want, and that is it. We don't have all the time, and that's why we should not be quick to just hit them or use harsh words. In fact, remove harsh word from your dictionary from today. If you are the type that talk anyhow, please go and breathe your mouth. Go and groom yourself on how to talk to empower. How to talk to enhance capacity, and not to damage, and not to weaken. We are too in a hurry for our children, and they too, they are in a hurry, which is what this generation has brought us into. However, you are the adult that should be able to put things in check. Let our body stop peppering us. Let's learn to be calming down, calming our nerves. I know you are stressed. Divine, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Your patience will always be tried, and it's in trial of your patience you can prove that you have really grown. And of course, sorry about it, I understand how it feels. So we need to tell ourselves that our patience will be tried every day of this parenting journey. It will never stop, because we are the ones that will grow and mature, and then they are coming up. Gradually, they are growing. It will take a while. But they need that our patience to be able to become, to be able to grow up well-disciplined children. See, impatience will give you a half-baked disciplined children, because you can beat them into obedience. But you see, you cannot beat them into conviction. Never. You cannot beat your children or shout them into conviction. You can shout them and beat them into obedience, and that will be a temporal obedience. Hear it from me. Temporal obedience. And that is not the target of discipline. Okay? So let's reintroduce discipline as a training. It's a training. It's an apprentice relationship. You can call it a role model relationship, a mentorship relationship. It's not a war zone. In that way, you will see the impact of discipline with love. Because discipline that comes with love builds, but the one without love breaks children. It shatters them. It pushes them away from us. And that is not just it. Into the wrong hands. Into those with false promises. Into those with enticing word, whose hearts are mean and evil against the destinies of those children. Let's not be the instrument through which our children will be pushed into the hands of those that will destroy their destiny. May we not be the instrument through which the future of our children will be destroyed. May God help us. The Bible says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in training and instructions of the Lord. In all you do, lead your children to God. The heart of a king is in the hand of God. When you have put all the structures, when you have taught them all you can, let their heart be carried by God. Let their heart be led by God. Let their heart be convinced by the Holy Spirit. Lead them to God. Lead them to their Maker. Lead them to He who has the power to influence their mind, their heart, and their choices. In that way, you are not the Holy Spirit. Wherever they are, you will not need to wonder, God, what are my children doing? Because God is already their Father everywhere. God is able to guide their path. God is able to lead them. God already know your covenant over their destiny, that they belong to Him. Do your own part of instructing them in the way of the Lord, of laying hands on them and praying for them every day, of prophesying positivity over them, even when you are angry. Hey, let that anger lead you to lay hands on them and prophesy positivity over them. Don't let your anger lead you to curse your children or to say negative things. Because you are a priest over your children, your voice matters. So that anger, instead of saying you are the worst child, say you are the best child in your generation. You are the most obedient child. Please, Your voice is powerful. The Bible said that the power of life and death lies in your tongue. Your tongue. Tell yourself, my tongue carry power, carry life, carry death. I will speak life to my children. Lay hands on them. Speak life. So today, make that major decision to start afresh. Tell yourself, I will start afresh. Starting afresh is allowed. It's better done now than never. Your home can heal, but you must heal first. You, I, every individual. You must heal first. You must heal first. You must heal. Your discipline will be targeted at building and not bruising. Go to God. Ask God for forgiveness. God, I know I've messed it up. Anywhere I've done the wrong things, forgive me, but help me. We need to be helped of God. With all the knowledge, with all the exposures, let the help of God top it up. Because there's aspects God can never do for you. That's your own part. You must do your part. You must beat yourself. Paul said, I beat myself daily so that I will not, after I have preached to others, and then me myself will be found wanting. You must learn every day to try to be better at what you are doing. Parenting is not consistent. It's not constant. And what it means is you must change every day to be able to raise children that will be transformed. If you're a parent and you have not changed from what you used to be, something is wrong. There must be area of change that you need to change for the destiny of your children. You cannot remain the same. And they will, hey, that's how I am. I've always been like this. There's nothing like that, too. If that you're always been is not helping the destiny of your children, you need to work on it. You need to bring a change to it. Because your transformation is what will bring the transformation of your children. Some of us, I don't want to go back and forth. Some of us, all our children need is to see us change in some areas, and you will see it reflecting in them because they are watching you. Don't let them dictate falsehood in you because it will change a lot of things. Let them be able to say, this is what our family stands for. This is what my mommy and daddy stands for. Anywhere, any day. You are teaching them stability in value. You are teaching them a standard that is consistent with your family value. And when they grow up in that system and structure, it will be difficult to deviate from that path. So this is me saying it is possible to raise holistic children. The challenge is there. In fact, they are there, not just is there. But we can overcome. And that's why we have a family community where we come at least once a week to have this conversation, and then daily family quotes and family blogs where we learn to get better, to build, so that we raise children who we can boldly hand over to God and say, God, I've done my part. Children who we can be proud of are able to fulfill their destinies. So let these children not be damaged in our own hands when we have been called to build them, to empower them, and to push them out there into the world to empower their generation, to be a blessing to their world. Let's not raise children who will grow up struggling all their life, trying to find their own feet, trying to make sense out of their own life, when they are meant to be empowered in their homes and then equipped to fly. To fly, make impact, bless their generation, and not children who will add sorrow to the trouble that we already having in the world. Because God has called us for much, much more than this. So if you need help in any way, kindly reach out to us and we can see how to help. And if you can join us in our morning prayers, 5 a.m. GMT and 6:30 a.m. West African time, where we pray for our children and children all over the nations of the earth, so that as we are walking the walk, as we are learning the learning, we are also praying together. I can pray in my house alone. You can pray in your house alone. But when we come together, praying in one accord, the Bible says, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he's there. We pray in one accord over children of this generation, not just our direct children. The children they will meet in destiny. Hey, you don't understand what we are doing. It's not just about our children. It's about praying in one accord for children all over the nations of the earth. That the children, our children, will meet in their journey of life. That God is already working on them. And that God is raising a generation of children in. That will be the light in the next generation. So that our children will not go and meet other children who will turn them into darkness. Because all we can do is our part, and the rest is God. It's God that can determine whom our children will meet in the future. We cannot make that determination, but we can determine it in the realm of the spirit. And that's why we pray. That's why we pray. We come together to pray. So as God is working on my children and your children and other children all over the nations as we are praying, wherever our children are found, God will cause their path to cross, the path of the children he has prepared for them in generations to come. And thank you for joining us again this evening. If you have any question, you can pop it in. Maybe I can spend like 5 minutes to answer questions. But if not, we'll be calling it a day. And thank you for joining us today. I believe you have been blessed. Kindly share to other families. If you alone know this thing, how much does it profit your community? But the knowledge that is shared abroad is more empowering. So share it to other families you know. Because when other children are raised by parents who know what you know, we will have more healthier children, more empowered children, more empowered families. And you might be empowering your future in-laws. But how about you hide all the information to yourself? And your future in-laws, we are not opportune to learn what you are learning. They will raise children who will torment your children when they marry them. So let's see beyond ourselves. Let our communities be empowered. Let the other people we know learn what we are learning. In that way, we are not just empowering ourselves. We are also empowering others by extension. And I think I've taken a lot of our time, and we need to call it a night or evening, depending on where you are joining us from. And do have a lovely evening. And see you next week, Saturday. Yeah. If you're in our channel, we'll update you the time for next week's session. Do have a lovely day and see you next time. Bye.